I've reviewed a lot of e-bikes on this channel, but very few of them have had unique features like the Velotric Discover 1. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Velotric Discover 1, as well as 2 really unique features that you're probably not going to find on any other bikes at this price point. So let's start out with the facts. This is a 48 volt electric bike with a 14.4 amp hour battery. And this is a class 2 electric bike, which means it can reach speeds of up to 20 miles per hour. According to the manufacturer website, you can get a maximum range of about 60 miles, but in my test ride, I'll tell you what's more realistic on what you can expect. So when you order the Velotric Discover 1 online, it will come to your house in a box just like this. Oh, and a quick side note, the brand is pronounced Velotric and not Velotric. I pronounced it wrong a couple times in this video, but it is in fact Velotric.
Oh, pretty color.
While the bike does come largely assembled for you, there is some assembly required. So first impressions here after pulling this bike out of the box, I love the gum wall tires. Here's what everything looks like when you get it out of the box and out of the packaging. Is very well packaged. A couple things I'm noticing, looks like the controller is neatly housed right down here, safe from being damaged. A lot of times on a budget-friendly bike, you will see the controller exposed, which leaves it prone to damage. Big battery, 14.4 amp hour nominal, giving a energy capacity of 662 watt hours. So we'll see what kind of range that translates to out in the wild. One thing that's actually super cool about this bike that I don't see on budget bikes ever is hydraulic brakes. The hydraulic disc brakes have 180 millimeter rotors, which is excellent for a bike of this weight. If you don't know much about bikes, basically you have like your standard clincher kind of brakes, you know, that kind of would pinch the side of the wheel like you might have had on a bike growing up. Then the next step up would be mechanical brakes, and then a step above that is hydraulic brakes, where you see stuff like mineral oil listed on the levers. So I'm excited to see how these brakes perform. They should be excellent. Front suspension, Shimano shifters, thumb throttle, and kind of a cool little touch here is the Velotric brand has kind of got like a little V built in back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and build this bike now. In the meantime, I'll throw this battery on the charger to make sure it's fully charged for when we go out for a ride. See what the charger is. 3 amp. So a 3 amp charger is the good stuff. With the 3 amp charger that comes with the bike, it should take about 6 hours to charge from empty. Building this electric bike is about as simple as any other. You pretty much just slap on the front wheel, secure the handlebars, put on the fenders, add the pedals, and you're pretty much good to go. And if you're like me and you don't have a bike stand, you can use the packing material to prevent the paint on the fenders when you flip the bike over to build it. Battery pops right out and drops right in. The whole process took me about an hour to build, and I think just about anybody could build this bike if you have a little bit of time and patience. Let's press on that thumb throttle. Yep, very responsive. So let's take the Velotric Discover 1 high step out for a test ride. And I have to let you know, I already took this out for a little cruise and discovered some pretty unique features on this bike. Oh, don't forget to put the kickstand up when you get on it. So right away, getting on this bike, it is a thumb throttle and it has hydraulic disc brakes. That is a very rare feature to see on a bike at this price point, right around 1,200 bucks. With the discount going on right now, I do have a discount code linked below this video in the description box to see current prices. But let me show you how the pedal assist modes work, because that's another really unique feature on this bike. One thing I would like to point out about the Velotric Discover 1 is the display is very easy to see, and it's a really good display, really. It shows you your battery life right here front and center, as well as your pedal assist mode you're on, which this is the thing I want to show you about. It has a thumb throttle, but on pedal assist 0 it doesn't work, and there's some other really cool things about this. And typically the way the thumb throttles work, or the twist throttle, whatever it is once it's on, it basically gives you access to all of the power on tap. So without pedaling this bike, if you put it on pedal assist 1, you could put the thumb throttle all the way down, and it only basically gives you a pedal assist level 1 of response. This is actually a super awesome feature, and I have not seen this on any other electric bike I've reviewed so far. And the reason I like it so much is because it's very difficult to hold your thumb in like one precise place to maintain a speed while using the thumb throttle on a lot of these e-bikes. With this bike, you essentially have 5 levels of cruise control where you can just hold the thumb throttle down all the way and the bike will hold you at one particular speed. And this is without pedaling, but we'll get to pedaling in just a moment. So on pedal assist 1, it'll only take you up to about 8 miles an hour or so on a full charge. 8.6 miles an hour is showing right now. But now watch this, I'm holding it down on full throttle. If I bump it over to pedal assist 2, now it unlocks pedal assist 2 level of support, taking me up to about 11.6 miles an hour. And you can do the exact same thing for pedal assist 3, 4, and 5. Level 5 will fully unlock all of that pedal assist and bring you up to top speed of this bike, which is right at about 21. Now we're gonna do an acceleration test. I weigh 195 pounds. We'll take it from 0 to max speed of about 21 miles an hour. And this is with the power on maximum. If you weigh less than me, this bike will accelerate faster. For example, if I start out here from a stop on pedal assist 5 and just mash on the thumb throttle, this bike gives you decent acceleration. It's not like throwing you off the back or anything. So that takes us up to 21 miles an hour. This electric bike has decent acceleration and it's not going to be too much torque throwing you off the back. On pedal assist 0, you know, on gear 1 here, you can kind of cruise along and you don't have to use the pedal assist if you don't want to. So if you want to get like a good workout in, you can just put it on pedal assist 0 and you're moving the bike on your own. Then you know, you can bump it up to 1, get a little bit of pedal assist. So it's helping you out. And then, you know, it's got the 7-speed Shimano shifter. Put that in our pocket. We're not gonna litter out here. So the 7-speed Shimano shifter is very similar to what I've seen on many other bikes I've reviewed. It's got the push button here to shift to a faster gear. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's a good ratio for a bike that goes 20 miles an hour. We'll bump it up to pedal assist 2, pedal assist 3, and this bike has a nice level of power. The hub motor on this bike is rated for 500 watts of continuous output with a peak output of 900 watts. There's 65 Newton meters of torque, and I'll show you how well that climbs hills in just a little bit. One thing that I really like about the display and motor on this bike is it actually shows you exactly how much power the motor is putting out at any one time. This way you can keep an eye on how much energy you're consuming from the battery if you're trying to extend the range of your battery. And also it gives you an idea of how much you're actually pedaling the bike and how much the motor is doing all the work for you. So one of the cool things about this bike is it does show you like how much power the motor is outputting. It's like a 900 max, 500 nominal. So if you bump that on over to like pedal assist 3, you'll see as you get up the speed, it kind of cuts back on how much power it's giving you. Then if you come to a stop and then give it pedal assist, you'll see it'll output a spike of power to get you moving forward. I like that it has the fenders on it to prevent water from kicking up on you. It doesn't ever rain here in Southern California, but there are puddles you come across. And whenever I come across a puddle here, I know it's not from the rain. Like for example, this one here, I'll just avoid it altogether. So I never want whatever liquid that is kicking up on me. Who knows what it could be. Riding this thing off in the grass, it can do it. I mean, those thick tires, 2.5 inch wide, they got a lot of meat on them. In addition to the meaty tires on this bike, it also comes with front suspension with a spring fork and 65 millimeters of travel, which also includes a preload and stiffness adjustment. The tires in combination with the front suspension on this bike makes for a plush ride. And speaking of plush, the seat on this bike is relatively wide and it has a nice and comfortable feel. Another cool feature this bike has is brake lights. So in addition to a headlight and a tail light, when you grab the brake levers, it actually illuminates the rear light. And this is just another nice safety feature to have. So this will be the hill test for the Velotric Discover 1. We'll start here at the bottom of the hill and give it full throttle. It's gonna need some pedal assistance. Under full power, it can make it up the hill with the help of pedaling. This is a steep hill, the same hill that I use in all of my hill tests. If you live in an area that has super steep hills all over the place, this isn't the greatest steep hill climbing e-bike. Keep in mind that parking garage climb is extremely steep, but on more reasonable inclines, the Velotric Discover 1 does just fine. So before we wrap up this video and I give you my final thoughts on this bike, let's talk about the brakes and also the realistic range. As you already probably expected, with these hydraulic disc brakes, they are great. Everything from the lever, the way it feels in your hand as you grab it, to the actual stopping power, the Velotric Discover 1 brakes are among the best brakes I've experienced on any bike in this price point. So what kind of range can you expect from this bike? Well, obviously that's going to significantly depend on how you ride it, how much power you're putting in, what kind of hills you're riding on, how much you weigh, and how fast you're riding. According to my measurements, this bike weighs 61.8 pounds on my scale, and I weigh 195 pounds. The way I was riding this bike, I got about 16.5 miles on 2 out of the 5 bars. So I still had 3 out of 5 bars remaining when I was done riding. And according to my experience, a 48 volt battery with a 14.4 amp hour battery, I would expect realistically to get about 35 miles of range on this bike, riding it in a realistic way, you know, having fun, unlocking and using that pedal assist 5, and giving this bike some good strong acceleration pulls. Obviously, if you put in a little bit more power and work, you will be able to get much more range. So I would say it's definitely possible to get 45 to 60 miles depending on what kind of work you put in and what kind of speeds you go. Overall, if you're in the market for a budget-friendly, stylish, great-looking electric bike, I really don't think you can go wrong with the Velotric Discover 1. If you're interested in purchasing this bike and you found this review helpful, I do have a discount link below this video. And if you did buy through that link, it will help you save money as well as help support Tail Happy TV as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.